Okay, so what advice would you give to someone sitting in the Bay, having a good life?
Someone living abroad. I think just stay connected, especially family. I think now for me, I lost my mom like last year to COVID. So when I think about that, I'm thinking if I wasn't home, and I'm thinking I'm gonna come home in probably when life is settled and all that.
Right.
Then you miss on that, you kind of miss on that, and things are happening now. The world is changing, and she lost her mom now, probably like a month later,
Wow.
So I think that's what things like the pandemic have taught us. Like, what else are you looking at? What are you chasing? What's important? What's not important? Yeah. So I think looking at a lot of different things like that, especially family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for your loss, by the way.
No,
yeah,
it's okay.
it's tough losing a mom.
Yeah, and that's what everyone is going through. I mean, like right now, it's we're all realizing that our parents are old. Not even old. If your parents are, in their 60s, which is a lot of people now who are probably in their 30s and up. You kind of realize there's no time. Time is just moving. So there's like kind of no time. And just kind of just come back and just start coming back home, seeing what's there, no expectations, just don't expect anything from people you've grown up with, don't expect anything from family, it's just your own journey. Everyone's journey is just very different. Very different, and we're just lucky because Kenya's moving, so look at the roads and everything. Now it's a bit more presentable than we thought, everything is here, everything is actually here now, so just trying to stay connected and with everyone else and things like that.
Okay.
Okay,
so obviously, like I always say, to move back you have to have some level of belief on the continent. So what's your hope for Africa, just broadly?
My hope my hope for Africa. So I mean, I guess for me, I'm not too much of a risk taker. Like, I'm more of a planner. Okay. I'm definitely more of a planner. So I think when I'm coming home, I'm like, okay, I need to buy a house, so when I come home with a house, I need to have this. I'm trying to balance my life out to be almost as it was or it would be abroad. And then I'm not too out there, I'm not trying to be everywhere, and I think that's like a good thing when you're in Kenya. You need to really balance your movements, your social circles, who what you're listening to and what you're doing, because you don't want to, that's everything here, The relationships in Kenya are just what you learn are probably keep you going the longer. The better you have, the more connected you are, then the more you're going to last and the more opportunities you have.
True.
Yeah, so everyone is landed. Everyone is comfortable in their own way, and people obviously look. I don't want to say it's not like back in the days where people really looked up to people who lived abroad. I'd say people actually look down to people who've lived abroad in a way, especially when you're just coming. And so what I'm finding a lot is with people who've come back, you realize like someone has come back, has become alcoholics. Life is just hitting them very, very different, because I think we always thought when we live outside, then everything was so good and people here. I guess people just look down on people back home a lot. Then you come here and realize, that's not really how things are on the ground. Then you trying to just maintain that, then you just kind of just get caught up, and worst of all, you just become a burden to your family. Parents are probably given everything for you to get those opportunities. Absolutely. And support that. Then now you've come back as an adult, as a proper burden. And so so I think that's probably one of the biggest issues right now. So there's like kind of just the mental state of people, or just that you probably, when you guys, how old were you when you left? Probably right off high school, 18. So the average person probably comes stays away until, you know, probably in their 40s or 30s, yeah? So by the time you're coming back, your parents, you know, your parents are really, they invested, you know, I think our parents invested everything on us, hoping to give us like a better life. So by the time you're coming back and you're coming back with none of that, then
yeah, it's pretty painful for them.
Yeah, it's very painful for them, so but I guess it's just the unconditional love or whatever it is. Yeah, and just feeling like you're not where you thought you'd be, you know. Yeah.
But I think people need to give themselves some grace, because I don't I think the journey of coming back is difficult, quite frankly, because exactly what you're saying, like you left under your parents' watch, and then now you have to figure basically everything out, you know, job, friends, church, family. It can be a lot to navigate, and I think at each stage it's probably worthwhile to figure out what you're going to focus on for that particular time, because you really can't build everything all at once. And also career-wise, like expect a lot of zigzagging, you know, because like for me, I almost got to a point of breakdown, because I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Like my skills are all over. I've tried so many things.
True.
And then I felt like I didn't really have networks, proper networks and mentors. But then the more time you spend, the more people you meet, the more, you know, like you were saying. And I think you just have to be patient with yourself.
True. It takes time,
It takes time.
All relationships, I mean, when I think about all the relationships we build now, everything is 20 years plus, you know. So that's either from high school to, and way before that, you know. So, and those like really matter here. You know, that's like kind of just everything here, who you're around and where you go and things like that. And not even like a class thing, but just the relationships. You know, people are not, as people are getting older, they're not taking, you know, a lot of chances in who they're bringing around them, you know. So so if you're shut down from that, then then things are just thick. You know, things are just kind of thick in their own sense.
True. And maybe that's a piece of advice for anyone in the diaspora, is like try and keep those bonds. Because it's much easier now. I mean, it's like WhatsApp and
true,
even if it's, you know, holiday message here and there, but keeping your, or group, you say something on your high school group once in a while.
Definitely.
I think it helps to keep people connected.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that I think just that and just family. I think just spend time with family, be there for your family. Because you see now everyone, when you think about the diaspora, everyone's like, oh, I send this guy chums, did you go buy what? Or I'm trying to be this person to buy that, and that's very different because locally I don't even have any young siblings or older siblings.
I'm an only child.
Oh wow. Okay. So, or friends, you know, so that's usually tough.
But I have close family and cousins.
Exactly. But now those expectations are, you guys have probably not been bonding for 10, 15 years.
Yes.
And these guys want you to build them, and you're here trying to build yourself.
Right.
That's why you find a lot of cases of nothing is ever done, you know, so people need to figure out, you know, just having platforms where people can get that, can grow, you know, without depending maybe too much on family, maybe just friends or
strangers. I mean,
exactly.
Okay. So Phiny, in closing, let me ask you, you know, like I was mentioning before, like to come back, you really have to be like a believer in Africa. So, you know, what is your vision for the continent, and how do you see yourself kind of shaping Africa?
I think we're fortunate. Like, I like the direction where we are right now as a country. Just thinking back, you know, like I said, I started coming back home in 2007. 2007, I mean, it's the same players, but I think mentally on the ground, people were just, I don't know, just the mental state, how things were moving. There was not a lot going on, and just looking, many years later, just I feel there's a lot more people from outside, a lot more expats. There's quality, so we're growing. You know, in terms of now guys are coming home and they're like, wow, this place is right there, pretty much right there, as almost as a first world. You know,
right.
From from our malls to the restaurants to just pretty much almost everything. You know. So that's good, you know. So again, I think it's just it's just patience, you know. People bringing whatever expat they have from the outside, and just taking time, you know, and just, you know, it's like a marathon, you know. It's like a long race, just understanding you're coming from somewhere that's been built in 200 years, you know, to establish, and you're coming to a place where you're feeling like it's still a baby, you know, it's still 5-10 years old. And I think our leaders are doing a good job in just getting back together and showing like, hey, you know, we still can make things work, you know. And just leadership is changing, so as time we're going to see different players coming in, just same way it is in the market and all that. So there's actually not hope. I just kind of feel like it's moving. It's happening right now.
It's actually happening.
It's actually happening right now. So I won't even say, before I felt like maybe there's hope, but now you could actually just feel it and see it. Yeah. So
it means a lot to be part of the momentum if you can.
Yeah, exactly. I think you need to be, and you need to be on the ground, or at least more involved on the ground to get these things happening. True.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Phiny. Yeah, this was a great conversation.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And we appreciate you, and we wish you all the best. In everything that you're doing. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And so can't wait to see how far this goes.
Yes.
But this is definitely like a good platform. You're definitely doing a good thing. This hasn't been there. It's something that's not been done. And just the stories are not being told, and they're not being seen. So I think there's someone somewhere is going to obviously gain from all that. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that means a lot.
Oh, wow, okay.
Some days I'm like, what am I doing?
No, this is actually really, really cool. It's actually